So welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a quick look at District Commander Maracas. And this is Volume 1. It's virtually in 2019. So, this is a series designed by Brian Train. And if you've never played any of Brian Train's games, where have you been? He's a great designer, has a lot of good titles out there. So this is put out by Hollandspiele. This series has been around for a while. It's a two-player game about protests and counter-protesting and riots and things like that. It was a P&P for a long time. This is the first boxed version, I believe. So we're excited. It's Volume 1, so there's going to be more of these. But we're excited to kind of try it out and play it. It is a two-player game. And as with all Hollandspielers, it's a small, tight game. They're quick and easy to learn. They're not massive and crunchy and take 10 hours to play, which is nice. So we have the rule book. And rules-wise, these are usually fairly easy to learn. And this is a grand total of 14 pages at best. They have on the back some solitaire plays. You can play it solo if you wanted to. But I think this does you a service as a two-player game. Play both sides, switch sides, play it again, kind of a thing. And this is District Commander. These are the series rules. And then you have, this is the Maracas. This version, they're kind of edition rules, so to speak. And this also has, a random events table, and then it's, well, this is a much thicker card. That's weird. This is really, that's not a page. This is designer notes. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit pages of like game-specific rules. This is like regular rulebook paper. For some reason, this is really thick card, so it feels like there's a lot more, but it's really only like 4 pages. So just something to note. And then in the box we have, we have an all-purpose record track, so we'll have turns, VPs, all that kind of stuff. And there's one for each player, so you have your different unit boxes, and your government strategy, and your insurgent strategy, what you're doing, okay? Those are singles, they're double-sided. So this is, okay, ooh, fancy. I wonder if these are available. Yeah, so this is Volume 1. They've got 2, 3, and 4. Interesting. Because this is new. This is their 43rd game. So we'll see more of these coming in the future. Well, that's very exciting. Because we have on here Bandans, we've got Vietnam, we've got Algeria in 59, and then we've got Afghanistan in 2009. So we got some very interesting stuff coming on with this game. On the back of this one, just some designer notes and history, but this is going to be a play that you have out on the table with markers on it. You're not going to be flipping it over during the game. Sequence of play in all the different phases, planning and prep, operations, turn-in phase. On the back we have a mission chart, what kind of missions you're doing, what you're trying to get done, and the notes that go along with those as well. We have a single sheet. Oh, that's not true. We have 1.5 sheets of counters. So we have blue with the government forces, so you can see they got some APCs and some choppers. And that's not a lot, I'll be honest. We've got a lot more of the insurgent forces. They're not maybe as strong, or they perform differently. But and these are all single-sided, whereas it looks like the government forces are two-steppers. You have fewer resources, usually typically stronger, but you have more weaker, and they're trying to do different things. So you have asymmetrical sides, and some different markers here, which I'm not entirely sure. So you have some intel markers. These are probably face down or drawn from a cup. Some of them are like, oh, it's blank, or oh, you have an insurgent get an advantage, or the government get an advantage. Some dummy markers. And I wonder if these are... Looks like you got some dynamite, an explosive vest, some RPGs. These are going to be modifiers that different militants or rioters have. So some very interesting stuff here. But you get, 1.5 sheet of counters. And these are the kind of laser cut ones. They just punch out, and it's like pressed board. I say that every time, and they always correct me, and I forget what it is, but it feels like it's this kind of pressed cardboard. These are very thick, so you're not going to be clipping these in a counter clipper, and you do sometimes get little nubs on them, but these are very hard, so they stack easily. They don't give you a lot of trouble like some of the smaller kind of card or paper counters do. We have these cards that just fell out. They are in a little plastic binder, but these are their strategy cards. So this is going to tell you your strategy, control key territory, or counterinsurgency, or assert power and legitimacy. This is what you're going for as government, and how you're doing it. And then we also have the counter-guerrilla. And then we have the ones for the insurgent faction. And it also gives you your values of enemy paramil, CU disrupted, government foreign region, CU disrupted, enemy IU disrupted. It gives you all your specific values for the strategy that you're going with. These are the insurgent ones. And then lastly, we have the map. And it's District Commander. So as you can imagine, this is an urban game. You'll have rioters, militants, and protesters going on to all the different areas, spreading their influence, trying to create uprisings and things like that, and cause a headache for the government. And the government's trying to quell all of this stuff. So you've got some cat and mouse in how that's played. Each of these areas has a population value. And a TM is I'm not sure if it's a terrain modifier, probably, just based on that. And then you've got these holding boxes as well in each of these areas. But it's a small fight over, big things, basically. So I'm excited to play this. This game has some good hype around it. People really, really like it, and it's nice to see it in a non-PnP format, so we can play with real counters, and it's much easier to get people to play it doing that. So there is a lot more from this series coming, which tells you that it's going to be well received, and that it already is standing on its own two legs within its kind of fandom that it already has. With a box like this, hopefully that gets more and more people to play it as more and more titles come out as well. So appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Volume 1, District Commander Maracas from Brian Train, and it's just put out by Hollandspiele. So appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.